In today's video, how to play fast. Hello again, Michael from Making Music here, and today we are talking about one of the questions I get asked so many times from students is, but how can I play fast? How can I play faster, fast, everything's gotta be fast. And that's what we're gonna cover off today. As before we get started, you know this already, but I'm going to say it again anyway. 1,000,001 ways to play music and 1,000,001 ways to go about it. My advice is based on my education, bachelor's degree from Trinity, master's degree from Royal College, and I've been teaching and playing professionally for over 20 years. Hope you found something you like here. If you do, great. If you don't, that's okay too. Whatever you do, please leave me a comment, like the video, and even better, if you would subscribe. So there we go. That's the disclaimer thing done. And I'm going to give you another one now. You're going to get really annoyed with me today. You're gonna hate me. So, yeah, sorry. There probably will be a follow-up to this video. There's probably be playing fast part 1, and then we'll get on to part 2 and 3 and 4. There'll probably be something I've missed somewhere along the lines, because I'm just winging this one a little bit here this week, because there's something I wanted to cover off, because something people have been asking me a lot recently. And yeah, I'm going to go over the things that you really need to consider, how you need to go about it, and as usual, I'll be leaving you with a top tip at the end. So, first things first, make sure you pick a piece which is appropriate to your level. If you're watching this video, okay, and you are expecting me to tell you that do these little things here, and by the end of the week you're going to be playing, sorry, Beethoven, more fast piece. Oh, Moonlight Sonata. Moonlight Sonata, third movement. Yeah, ain't gonna happen, right? So no. To paraphrase a fitness YouTuber, telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Okay, if you want to hear, follow this, and you'll be playing that Moonlight Sonata in a week. Go and find yourself another video that's going to lie to you. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth on this one. Okay, there is no silver bullet that's going to make you just jump years worth of practice. Ain't gonna happen. Yes, there's ways of making your practice more effective and making it count as much as possible, but you cannot escape the simple fundamentals of how we learn and how we refine our skills and how we get better. Okay, so the first thing, like I said, find yourself an appropriate piece. Do not take the Moonlight Sonata third movement if you're just a beginner, because you're not going to be able to play it. Talk to your teacher. Lo and behold, they might be able to suggest something to you which is more appropriate. Okay, so that's the first thing. You've got yourself a piece that is appropriate to your level. Being rather strict today, aren't we? Okay. Now, the next thing. Okay, I've got to take a deep breath here, because you're gonna scream at me. Okay. The first thing you need to do is slow it down. Did anyone throw any knives at me? Hopefully not. Look. Go with me here, all right? Slow it down. Oh, come on, Michael, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not gonna slow down, I wanna play fast. I want 1,000,000 miles an hour. No, I've seen this time and time again, where somebody gets a piece, and there's a fast passage in there, semiquavers or whatever, and it's a mess. It's an absolute mess, and you're just going, oh my God, I've got to unpick this with this person. They have wasted how many weeks learning that, and they've learned it really badly. We're gonna have to unpick all of it and try and make it better. Much better to get it right from the start. How are you gonna get it right from the start? You're gonna slow it down, okay? My teacher at Trinity, Brian Whiteman, he's sadly no longer with us, great guy, but one of the things he would say and how we learn is when you do something once, you get like a little neuro passage, a little groove in your brain kind of thing. And the more you do it, the better that groove becomes. Let's say, for instance, you've got a block of paper, and you take a pencil and you just run your pencil down in just one line. The first time you might just about see the line. But you keep on doing that and that and that over and over again. Before you know it, you've actually torn through the paper, and you've torn through the second. You go through more and more layers, and that impression becomes deeper and deeper and deeper and becomes ingrained in you. Okay? Let's say you want a straight line, but you have been practicing a wiggly line, and it's really ingrained. You've then got to go over that, like, you see what I mean? But that wiggly line will still be there. So sometimes your brain might actually just flip back into the wiggle rather than going straight. Much better just have that straight line there. You're going to save yourself an awful lot of time practicing. You're going to save yourself an awful lot of headache, because you're much less likely to go wrong in a performance, because your brain has only got that reference rather than the squiggly line as well. Okay? I'm not a neuroscientist. I'm not an expert in how we learn by any stretch of imagination, but I do know what works in the real world. Okay? So get it right from the beginning. And that's where my second point comes in as well. And again, you're not going to like it, but here it goes. Break it down, people. Got to break it down. Why? Oh, for goodness sake, I just want to learn to play fast. What accents have you got there? I don't know, again, my silly accents. Please, whatever that accent was, I wasn't trying to do anything. Please don't be offended. Break it down. Now, why am I saying break it down? Because you're much better off learning in small chunks rather than trying to learn a big thing badly. You're more likely to make mistakes, and your brain's not going to remember. Once you go from here to there, your brain's not going to remember what you've done there. Better to play this bit a few more times, really learn that rather than try. Just don't. Break it down. Please, 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 please break it down, because you're going to learn it a lot quicker. Again, if you haven't checked out my practice videos, there's a couple of them on there already. Look at those. There's something about practice mistakes. There's also about some of the fundamentals of practicing. Check those out. We'll make sure there's a link to them, because that will really give you the foundation of playing pretty much anything. There's not that much difference between learning to play something fast or learning to play something slow or express, whatever. These are real fundamentals. Slow it down, break it down. And on to my next one, and that is use proper technique. Use good technique. Do not fall into the trap of thinking that because you're playing fast, you're going to be using some kind of different magical technique from over here, and that you're going to need to do some weird and wonderful things to suddenly your fingers. No. Use proper technique, okay? Let me break that down into two things. First and foremost, make sure you're using the correct fingerings. Okay, I don't always agree with the fingerings which it says that you see in books. No, I will often change them to suit myself or the player more. It depends. I'll always give it a go, give them the benefit of the doubt, whoever the editor was. 90% of the time it's pretty good fingering, but that 10% of the time there's just a different way of doing it. Again, 1,000,001 ways and all that. So fingering. And that doesn't just apply to the piano, that also applies to whatever instrument you're playing, whether it's, the violin, are you playing in the right position? String instruments, sorry, not just violin, no, of course, apologise. Woodwind instruments, is there an alternative fingering that you might want to be using? Just being silly, you know what I mean. Make sure you're using the same ones over and over again. Don't use different fingering when there's an alternative fingering, intermittently with the right fingering, sometimes the trick fingering, sometimes the right fingering. No, make a decision and use that same fingering consistently. Get that groove to be as straight as you can right from the offset. And now the rest about, as far as technique is concerned, let's say you know how to play properly. Your teacher will tell you how to play properly. Make sure if you're sitting relaxed, straight back. Your arms are nice and relaxed. You don't want tension in your fingers, and that applies to pretty much any instrument you're playing. Okay, for a trombone, you might not be using fingers as much as as others. In trumpet, you're only using 3 fingers. But the majority of instruments, you will be using even those 3 fingers, whatever fingers you are using. Make sure you are relaxed and they are not tense. You don't want tension in your fingers if you're going to play fast. Tension is going to stop you from going faster. Okay, relax. That doesn't mean you play it flimsily. No. And this brings me on to my next point, is approach it from a position of strength. So you're relaxed, you're in the right frame of mind, you've got your fingers all okay. Be in a position of strength. You are playing the instrument is not playing you. There's a saying about something that the tail wagging the dog, or the dog, the dog wags the tail, but if it's the wrong way around, the tail is wagging the dog, or something like that. Do not be the tail. You're the dog. You're the dog. No, you're the player. You telling the instrument you're the boss. Okay, don't let the instrument be the boss. I've seen it so many times when people see pianissimo written on a piano piece, and they all become like this. I'm scared to play. Don't be scared to play. Always come from a position of strength. Even if the most pianissimo, you always want to be from a position of strength. Okay? But make sure you relax, position of strength, and then go for it. Okay, so now we have got our strategy. We're going to start slow. We're going to break it down. We're going to make sure that we're nice and relaxed, using proper technique, good fit, the right fingering we have decided on, not always the editor, but we've decided on, and we're approaching this from a position of strength. Mentally, physically, the whole kit caboodle, okay? What next? We're just going to keep playing slow for a while, aren't we? Yeah, you could do that, yeah. Look, what you want to do is, let's give it an example. Let's say, for instance, you're playing a piece which has semiquaver movement, and you're looking to play, let's say, crotchet equals 108. For our American friends, crotchet, that's quarter note. So quarter note at 108 beats per minute, and semiquavers is 16th notes. So that's what you're looking to play. That's your goal. That's where you want to get to. But at the moment, you're playing it at quarter note equals 70. Okay? The metronome marking is at 70 at the moment. So what do? Well, again, break it down. Take a small bit that you're comfortable with, that you can play well, that you're happy with, and then play it with a metronome. Play it with a metronome at 70. Can you do that 4 times in a row? Good. Do another 4 times in a row. Remember, make that groove nice and strong. Done it 4 times in a row again? Perfectly? No, you made a mistake on the 4th? Go back and do it again. Do another 4 times in a row. Perfectly. When you're happy with it, then increase the metronome a little bit. Maybe go up to 74. Okay? Do that again 4 times in a row. Perfectly. Did it go perfectly? Okay, fine. Do another 4 times perfectly. Did that go perfectly? Do however many you need to in order to be comfortable. Do 50 times for all I care. Okay, 4 is just, for me, is just a nice round number, which I think is probably the bare minimum you want to do. 4 times in a row perfectly. We're not talking about playing long sections, just little bit by little bit. Then increase the metronome again. Another 4 beats per minute. So now you're up to 78. Wow. Now, what this allows you to do is to mathematically, accurately track your progress. Can you play it? Yes or no? And what metronome marking are you up to? If you have gone from 70 at the beginning of the week to 78 at the end of the week, you might be thinking, well, that's not much of a difference, is it? Hello? Actually, it is. It's more than 10% difference. See what I mean? Then you've actually got a mathematical way of seeing, I've actually increased it by 8. Then the next week, you might increase it by another 8, and then another 8. And before you know it, you're playing it up to 92. Does a 4th add up going to... It doesn't matter. You know what I mean, right? So, and before you know it, you got to 92, and then, hey, you're up all the way up to 108. Fantastic, you've managed to do it. And this is also where it's important to understand where your goals are. How quickly do you want to get from here to performance ready? Have you got 2 weeks? Well, then you're going to need to do more than 10% increase week on week. If you've got 2 months, that you'll probably be okay with that then. See what I mean? Just make sure whatever you do, don't let the mistakes start to creep in as you then add, increase the speed on the metronome. All you're doing then, take it a step back then, and then, maybe stop increasing by 4 beats per minute. Maybe just increase it by 1 or 2 beats per minute. That's another way to do it. But don't ever feel bad about going back to the drawing board. Let's just reconcile all of that in our brains, make sure we've learnt it properly, and then let's try it again. Okay? And that leaves me with just one last thing, and that is our top tip. Actually, no, not top tip first. So, in summary, everybody, so what you must do is make sure you've got an appropriate piece first and foremost, okay? You don't want to be playing something which is way out of your league. You're not going to be playing Liszt's Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2 if you've only just done your grade 3. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Then, slow it down. Break it down Make sure you're using proper technique, proper fingering, proper, make sure you're nice and relaxed and everything like that. There's something else. Position of strength, that's it. Approach it from a position of strength, and then we can start to use our technique with a metronome and build it bit by bit by bit by bit. Okay? There we go. That just leaves me time to talk to you about our top tip for this week. And it's related to the video and the content here. And my top tip for you is be patient. I know. Please don't break the screen. I know. Be patient, right? You are not always, every single week, going to make as much progress as you want to. Progress is not linear. It doesn't start here and then linearly go up like that. And I'm getting better. No, that's not how it's going to happen. You're going to have weeks where your brain, for whatever reason, you might be more stressed about something, something's happening in your life, whatever. You're not going to make as much progress. You're not in the right frame of mind. Other weeks, everything just seems so easy. So what's more likely to happen is you start at the beginning, you'll make a good bit of progress, and then you almost plateau a little bit. And you'll suddenly think, I'm not getting anywhere. And then suddenly, whoosh, again, you'll make a real leap. Something clicks in your brain, something happens, and away you go again. So be patient. Don't beat yourself up if you're not getting it straight away. Don't get annoyed with yourself if you haven't made as much progress from week to week. Yes, of course, it's worth going back and evaluating what it is that's happened that week, and could you have done something better? Absolutely. But don't beat yourself up if you haven't made as much progress. So many times in my career have I had it where I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere, and then suddenly, there you go, it just takes off. Okay, look, as always, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found something useful. Let me know what you do. What do you do in order to make this to help you play faster passages? It'd be great to hear from you. Let me know in the comments all your thoughts. As always, like the video, subscribe, and please, bell button, that's the one. And yeah, thanks again, and hope to see you next time. Bye for now.